Welcome back to the top 10 card sales for Magic the Gathering, December 16th to the 22nd of 2023. And in today's video, as we get closer to the holiday season, you are going to be surprised by the sheer volume of sales, but also the types of cards that players are buying. So stick around, it's all coming up next. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. We're diving into number 10 with Cavern of Souls this week. And of course, this is from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It had 1,384 sales, which is actual sales volume of $44,537. Guys, there's a lot of money splashing around this card, and although the price has really kind of bottomed out, I don't expect it to go a lot lower in the current market space, just because the money will move on to the Murders at Karlov Manor. It's going to move on to things like Ravnica Remastered. Even if it's only a little bit, that's where players are going to spend some money, which means this card has probably gone as low as it's going to go, at least for now, but it'll still be interesting to see how players play with these things, because even at that price point, you're going to have some players displeased that it's holding above that $30 range. So keep an eye on this card. We'll see where it ends up in about 90 days. Now, number 8 this week is a surprise. We're going to Lord of the Rings. Today's video has a lot of weird stuff going on. There's a lot of different sales I didn't expect. Here we have Minas Tirith. 1,576 sales. Total sales volume is $5,641. But this card is all the way down to less than $5 a copy. With an average price of $3.77, this is now a very affordable card for players to use. And with more and more amazing legendary creatures probably on their way with Modern Horizons 3, you bet that this card is going to sell. You bet the cards like this are going to sell. There's a lot of interesting things in this week's top 10, and the price points for some of these cards are going to just seem like too good of a deal to pass up on for a lot of players, and that's why I think we're starting to see this rising tide of sales volumes the further we get into the top 10. Now let's go ahead, let's back away from Minas Tirith, and let's take a look at our number 8 card this week. And this is Cami of the Whispered Hopes, March of the Machines. This hasn't been on the list for quite a while, but it evens out in the number 8 spot with 2,100 sales, or $2,100 at $1 a copy. You can totally understand why so many players would be taking an interest in this card. It's in standard rotation. We have more people buying and constructing decks for standard. We've also got modern play, we've got commander, we have a lot of popular formats, but with the rise of standard, there's been a whole bunch of standard cards really picking up steam in the last 40 days that I think this is worth noting, that when cards like this are around, it makes you just kind of guess what people are building and then go and take a look and say, yeah, these decks are seeing a lot of play and they are using Cami. So it's interesting to see how players are going to play this going forward. But again, at $1, it makes perfect sense. Let's go ahead now and take a look at our number 7 card. And this is Mystic Sanctuary from Throne of Eldraine. It's only $1.25 a copy. It sold 2,340 sales, and it hasn't been on the list for a very long time. This is Throne of Eldraine we're talking about. But $2,925, guys, this is not an expensive card to buy. And the fact it brings back cards, right, you're going to go back and get your instant, get your sorcery from your graveyard, means this card has a lot of play. And there's a lot of options for this card to be used. And the fact that, yeah, of course, it's being used in Commander, but the sheer volume of sales makes me wonder why somebody is speculating on buying this many copies, because one person bought 50. Another person bought 16, another person buys 27. Those aren't normal numbers I'm used to seeing in allotments. Usually it's like 1, 3, 4. So something's going on. I'll keep reporting on this card the closer we get. There's got to be more information. I'll catch up with you guys as soon as I find out. But now we can drop down and we can take a look at the number 6 card this week, with prices of cards holding the way they are, and the land being so important. When you see a card like Storm Carved Coast at less than $5 from Doctor Who, yes, it has a sales volume of $5,800. That's a huge number for you to see in sales volumes. 2,677 copies that sold this week tells you players like this price point. They like what the card can do for them. and they're going to buy it. Now, does this mean it deserves to be an expensive card? Absolutely not. This card has had its price just chopped and chopped and chopped, which means at this available volume of sales, when it's this cheap, of course players are going to take advantage of it. There's a lot of decks to build, a lot of things you want to construct. This just got a lot cheaper. Let's go ahead. We're going to check out number 5 next, and this is a bit of an interest too. We got Amalia. I'm not even going to pronounce this right. Aguirre. It's $1 a card. Now, I'll be honest, at 3,215 sales, which of course $1 a copy means $3,215 US, right? This isn't Canadian pricing. This is US pricing. When you look at this card, yeah, the Ward of 3 life is great. What it can do for you is okay. I've never seen it go off yet in Arena or any of the matches I played with friends, but I'll be honest. It's still a 2-2 for 2. It's got Ward that makes people pay life, and it's a good card to have. Because if you have ways of pumping your things up, this can get kind of insane. Again, I've never seen it go off, but that doesn't mean that other players haven't and aren't at least trying to make this card work. I'm really curious to see if this card may see a slight uptick in the next 30 days, so keep an eye out as this card may see more play than is expected at this point. Now we're going to dive down. We're going, man. We are checking out and we are dropping into Jurassic Park. That's right, guys. The number 4 card is Jurassic Park, and that is Command Tower. In this particular version, 4,453 sales. Again, $1 a copy. See, when prices don't hold, players just go all out. They'll buy 10 copies of each card because it's only 10 bucks. I can build 10 different commander decks. I've got beautiful artwork that I enjoy, but you've drummed down the price of this card so badly that it is basically just like a chess piece that you can afford. It's great. A lot of players can dive in and enjoy the artwork and not spend a lot of money. But what does this mean for other expensive cards? What does this mean as the game goes forward and players demand more and more of type artwork like this and prices like this? Wizards has to be able to justify box prices going forward, which means there's going to be a lot more going on than people realize. Expect a major fundamental change in the days to come. Now, let's go ahead. Let's dive down into number 3. Let's take a look at what we're talking about. This is Cursed Totem. Out of the blue, guys, and I'm telling you, I did not expect this one either. The number 3 card, 4,875 sales. Considering this thing wasn't even on the list last week, the sales volume is $13,845 US. What is going on? You see players taking an interest in this card, and you go and check out what commander decks are being used, where things are happening in Modern. This thing is seeing a lot of play, okay? I don't know why all of a sudden the sales are surging now. I don't know if there's any deck that's come out that just blows your mind, but as a data guy collecting for MTG Finance, I can tell you the sales volumes on a card that hasn't even been on the list ever, being this high this quickly, something's going down, something's wrong, something's amiss. We got to check this card out. Okay, let's go now. We're going to number 2. We're almost at the end, if you can believe it, guys. We've got Bitter Triumph, and you're probably wondering, is the Roaming Throne going to be number 1? Did it overtake everything? Well, we're still a Bitter Triumph here. It's got 5,499 sales, and again, it's $1.08 a copy, but it is a good card. I don't like it that much, other than maybe seeing it in Arena and like Standard. I would never use this out of rotation unless I have a whole bunch of like things to give away because I hate discarding cards. But $5,900 is respectable. But as you guys can see throughout this video so far, all these $1 cards are selling. Yeah, we had Cavern of Souls. You can't count against that. But all the other cards up until this point are all $1 cards, $2 cards, super cheap, affordable cards used for actual gameplay. Players want to play, man. They want to get in there and have a good time, and this is really a telling thing. But let's check out your number 1 card. Let's see who comes out on top this week. Might throw you a bit, but here we go. This is Intel's Senchel of the Sun, guys. 2/2 for 1 red, 1 other. 6,347 sales, which is $27,165. Now, this card has an average price of $4.28. It is seeing a lot of play. I've faced off against this numerous times in Arena already. I've actually played against it at a local LGS where the guy was playing a standard deck using 4. So I definitely know this thing was being bought up, but it's still not a super expensive card yet. I think we'll see more action in the days to come as this deck becomes more popular. People like the idea of being able to like discard cards and play them the next turn, even if it's just a land card. They like making this guy pop off and get the benefit of the counters as well as the discard ability to play cards the following turn. So keep an eye on this card. If you have some, you might want to hold on. The values might be going up. Now let's drop down for a personal conversation to wrap this video up. This was a very unusual week. Roaming Throne, not even on the list. All kinds of mid to high range cards not being bought. Even cards like Ragavan and stuff, which usually have a couple hundred sales, very quiet out there in the sales department for any kind of mid to expensive card right now. But small cards, $1, $2 cards, they were seeing some serious action. The only outlier was Cavern of Souls, which I'm not surprised at $30. The players who've always wanted one see this as a price opportunity, not a negative to buy the card right now. They're seeing value for dollar, and that's why they're buying that card. But all these other cards are seeing a lot of play in a lot of different decks, and I guess they're just so cheap right now that that's what people are choosing to spend their money on, to build up decks they're working on for Standard, for Modern, for Commander, and they're just building into this play sets. And there is just some random speculation on some of these cards because people buying so many copies, that's not a normal thing. So you kind of can see the sales volume. You're like, 50 copies? Really? So be aware of what's going on out there, guys. Kind of pay attention to those little things going on. It doesn't mean you have to dive in and buy these cards, but if you have them, they might have more value than you think. Maybe somebody knows something we don't know yet, or they think of possible combinations up, and they haven't made their presence known yet that this card could spike. So just always pay attention to the market, see what's going on out there. Now, we're at the end of the video. Nobody's here at this point. So, party planning is underway. I've got to update stuff. I've got to make sure I haven't missed anything for the dark packs here. If you're here at the end of the video, you can watch my 20K party video. You can find it by just going to my website, YouTube, MTG Moxman, 20K party. You'll find the video for these dark sets. I got to make sure I didn't miss any cards because I kind of like, hey, did I miss any? Did I actually wrap that all up? Because I got to start sleeving them all now and putting it all together in the binders. So we'll have that video together. It'll probably be actually right after Christmas, guys. I want everyone to have an even chance to get in on stuff. So don't worry, we're going to get there. Thank you to everyone out there. To the new subscribers who are watching this channel, making it happen. For the players out there who are my regular viewers tuning in every day, giving the videos a thumbs up and dropping a comment and a like. It's just amazing, guys. So thanks again. This journey with all of you, it just makes it all worth it on some days. That's all I can tell you. Now, of course, if you're shopping for any of these cards, by the way, don't forget to use my TCG affiliate link. It is found in the description of this video, as well as a few of the older ones. But if you go too far back, don't forget, I've mentioned before, those links are no longer active. The way that TCG Player's done it now, you've got to choose one of my new links. So always go with the most recent video you see to update your link. If you're shopping using my link, I really do appreciate it. It helps me buy cards for the channel, for these giveaways and prizes and things we do here. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for shopping around with me here. Stopping around, not shopping around. You know what? I'm just so happy. It doesn't matter today. It's a pretty awesome day. I got some Christmas shopping to do. I'll see you guys later. Don't worry. We're all going to be there together. Have a great day. A shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons we have here on the channel. All these amazing names you see go by each and every month, sometimes years on end, with the amazing support we have here on the channel, and it's because of the patrons. Thanks again. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You are here at the end of the video, the Marvel Cinematic Universe of After Credits. Presented, created, and done by MTG Moxman and the patrons of the channel. If you're here at this end, if you made it this far, all I can tell you for the words of wisdom, which is why you're here. Wait. I mean, party planning is taking place, I said, right? You guys heard that. Anyone who's been at my 10K party video, stick around and watch that video before you just try to purchase something. Remember, things could change. Things can happen. Maybe things don't happen. I can't take away, but I can add. And I'm still waiting to figure some stuff out. The video will come up probably right after into the new year. So be prepared for that. It won't happen this week because it's Christmas time. I don't have time to validate and create and make sure everything's good and do my regular on top videos. So I don't expect it to come out this week. I may create most of it, but I'll have to edit and do things. So it'll probably be out after the new year to give everyone a fair shake because people are busy this time of year. But it's amazing to think we hit that 20,000 mark. And for a while you think you're not going to do it. And you watch videos when you see the number here ticking by. And you guys help make it happen. You know that, right? The viewers of the channel. Sure, I'm the content creator and I have ideas and thoughts and stuff, right? But you're the ones who tune in. You're the one who thumbs up. You guys are the ones who leave comments, watch the commercials to get the algorithm going. Remember, the more people that watch every day at 11:15, the quicker the algorithm picks up and gets more viewers. People always forget that, but it's crazy. So thank you for making this happen. Thank you for being part of the channel. Like, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everything awesome. You might see more of me than you think. Maybe that's a good thing or bad thing, depending on how you look, but it's my ramble jamble, not yours. It's awesome. Guys, have a great day. Thanks again. Thanks again.